Hi everyone. So today we're going to be looking at a one-year study plan for your CFA program. This is primarily for level 1 students. This was a request that came in. A couple of students were trying to take the exam in August 2024 and they were wondering what is the best way to study for this. See, a one-year study plan is good if you're in your first year or you are coming out of a degree program that is non-finance, non-business. Maybe you're coming from an arts or an engineering background and you want that additional time to prepare, review and understand the concepts. So the CFA level 1 is where you are switching your career to finance or you are just starting your understanding of finance. Then this 12-month program is for you. So there are 10 topics, as we all know, in level 1, and how to go about studying, reviewing, taking the mock exams, taking practice tests throughout this 12-month. The first thing to know is what is the sequence that you're going to start studying. That is actually important, and let's take a look at that. Irrespective of whether it is a 12-month, 9-month, 6-month or even the 100-day program, you have to start with TVM in quant. So we don't recommend that you finish the entire quant topic, but the first learning module, the time value of money, because that is so fundamental to what we are going to be studying in CFA in terms of the discounting process, in terms of understanding how to discount the cash flow and project the cash flows into the future as well. So we will start there. So spend a little bit of time there. This is probably 3-4 days. I also get you used to using the calculator, the financial calculator. Start there, then move on to there are a couple of options here, but corporate issuers or equity investments is a good starting point. Particularly what I have seen is whether you are from a business background or you are a non-business student, corporate issuers is something both of them find relatively easy to understand and get started, and you have 12 months, so this will get you started on a good note. So in total in CFA level 1 you have like 93 learning modules, I believe, right? So you can spend on average 3 days to study a learning module, right? That doesn't mean that all learning modules you have to spend 3 days. Some are going to be more difficult and you spend like 5-6 days even, and some are going to be very easy. You can breeze through that in 1 day. But on average, you're going to be spending around 3 days to study in this 12-month prep program, which means you're going to be spending almost 270 to 80 days just studying the content, right? This is not review, just studying it, which means you're going to be using a lot of the blue boxes. You are going to solve some of the practice problems, the illustrations that is part of the curriculum, or if you're using third-party notes, any example practice problems there. So this is 3 days, and as we said, you're going to start with corporate issuers, like finish that. So it's going to take you around 25 days to finish corporate issuers. 20 to 25 days you're spending 3 days a learning module. Then I will talk about the sequence first, and then I will come back to how to review the topics that you've studied. So after corporate issuers, let's go to some of the asset classes. Again, equity is probably a good starting point. It's interesting, it's relatively easy to understand. Finish equity, then you can either go to fixed income or FSA. Ideally, I think FSA is a good starting point after equity. You finish FSA, then we can go to fixed income. But in between these two, you should think about reviewing some of the standards and how it is applied from ethics. Okay, if you're doing a 100-day program, you're going to be keeping all of ethics to the end, but because you are spreading out your study for 12 months, you have the luxury to start with ethics now and understand it, make it part of your complete understanding. You should imbibe the philosophy here so that in level 2 as well, when you get to ethics, this becomes a really easy thing for you to do. So when it is July 2024, you're going to have no problem solving any of the questions from ethics. Okay, all right, so now after fixed income, you can look into portfolio management and then derivatives. So the orders there is not that important, but what might be something to keep in mind is to keep some of the theoretical parts later on, like alternatives or economics, to the last of your study preparation. So this is going to be your 9th and 10th topic. The reason I'm saying this is because when you come back to your review after your study is done, 30 days after that, you're going to go back and review the topic you studied. Okay, and then again 45 days after that 30 days of prep and review, you're going to study or review again the same topic. And then there is a 60-day from the last review, you're going to do your third revision, and 90 days from the third revision, you're going to do your fourth revision, right? So that like your corporate issuers equity that you started in August and September of 2023, you would have done 6 or so reviews by the time it comes to June or July 2024. Now, when it comes to economics or alternatives, you don't have to do that. It is more of a short-term memory. It's always theory. You do that one good study, then all you have to do is a couple of reviews. You don't have to be doing 6 or 7. Not required, because equity, fixed income, these are topics that is going to come all the way with you to level 3, and you need to understand this really well. Okay, hopefully this makes sense to you. If you are not sure, just think about this. These are things, these are the topics for which why you started CFA journey in the first place. You wanted to do valuation of equity, fixed income, do research, and this is something you have to know really well, understand the concept. So we are starting there and reviewing 6-7 times before CFA level 1 exam, not only from an exam standpoint, but just for you to become a better financial analyst. And then when it comes to the module test, after the first study part, you are going to be taking a module exam. So if you are with FinTrainers, we have roughly 3 or 4 module tests for each topic. So you take a module test right after you study, and at this point, if you're getting somewhere around 65 to 70% right, I think that's a good starting point. And then from there on, you are going to review and then take a module test every time. And you want to see an improvement, because this is your second, third, fourth review, and you should try to get it and push it up all the way to 90%. That should be where you're targeting. If you are going to be really understanding the topic, 90% is what you should be getting. And once you're done with all of this review, the module test, come July, from there on, you have to do 2 reviews of all the topics. Even economics, which you just finished, you're going to do 2 reviews. The way to do this review is like this. You're going to take 1 week of review time to study all the 10 topics, giving a little more attention on economics and alternative investments, because you haven't actually reviewed them before. But the other topics which you have reviewed 4 times, you're going to spend less time. So maybe a topic like equity and corporate issuers, you can finish in half a day now, just because you have seen it so many times, taken 5-6 module tests, quickly you review it. So finish all of this in 1 week, then take 1 mock exam. Then review the answers for the mock, the entire mock's full simulation of the CFA examination. Then review it, then take 1 more mock exam, mock 2. And after that, this is in like mid-July, you're going to do 5 days of review, intensive review of all the 10 topics again. And then you're going to do mocks and practice exams from there on until your exam in August. Okay. And then the last week before it, you can do a 3-day review, right? And that should be more than enough for you to get the really high marks, even though the CFA Institute says this is about absolute performance, not about relative performance. You're not comparing it with others, but even for you to score about 95 percentile is something that shows that you have really understood the topic, and the 12-month study plan should get you there. All the very best with your preparation for August 2024 examination.